Hi, and welcome back to segment number 4 of Life Changing Solutions Live. Something that I'm always talking about is parenting, and that's really what I'm about, and advocating for the kids. And what I'm really big about is creating that communication between the parents and the children. And really what that means is not just what we as parents say, which is important, but also listening to the children, to the teenagers. It's like they have their own thoughts and opinions and views. As we've seen in the news lately, they're the ones right now saying, hey guys, listen up. We're about something. They're the ones that are going to be taking care of us in the future, hopefully. But also it's like respecting and acknowledging their thoughts is really important. And so what I've done today is I've actually invited 2 teenagers to come on set with me. So let's welcome Alex and Emily. Hi guys, thank you so much for being on. First of all, it's okay. You guys breathe, breathe. So what is it that you guys would like to say if you had like a ton of adults and saying, hey guys, listen up. I'm tired of you guys assuming, or what is it that you want to tell parents and adults out there?
Tell them that, like, if you want us to grow up and give us responsibility, treat us like we are a grown person, not speak to us in a manner where you can say baby us, as in a way if you're giving us responsibilities, there's a time where we want to grow up or we are growing up, to just set us to that guide and guide us on that way.
And then for me, one of the big things is usually when a teenager or kid or somebody, a younger person, is speaking to an older person, older person speaking to a younger person, they're usually talking from like authority, like they're kind of not barking orders, but they usually only talk to them in a manner where they're just telling them what to do or how to do. They don't really like have normal conversations, like get to know you type of things. They only communicate when it's necessary for them to do something for them.
Okay, so there's 2 things happening. Like I see and I hear what you're saying, and let me just get clear. What you're saying is it's like, hey, you know what? Give me a chance. Let me do this and prove to myself, you know what, I can do this. And the truth is, you can. Or you can't. Maybe you're going to completely screw it up. But we as parents need to learn how to let go and be okay with whatever mistakes you make. I am a big proponent, create like a container and kind of like the bumpers. That's what, at a certain point, parents become the bumper guards. We're no longer here. We're over here, allowing them to kind of bounce around and make the mistakes, let them fall, and then we come up and pick them up. And that's part of the journey. There's a transition that happens. But to you guys, I have to say, I'm asking also to understand us as parents. You are our babies. You are, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't care how old you are. If you look at your parents, I don't know how that works with your grandparents and stuff, but you will always be the baby to your parent. So try to understand that too. But I do hear what you're saying. It's like, you know what? Give you permission to screw up. Is really and that's how we learn. We learn by making mistakes.
Yeah, because if you just guide us and tell us what to do every single time, we're not going to develop and sprout to, an adult. At a certain point, we won't have our parents. If you baby us and you carry our hand and you carry us in a little kangaroo pouch, we're never going to come out and see the real world. And I feel like at a certain point of being so guarded, it's bad because we don't see the real world. We just see the world behind our parents' eyes, which is not the best.
Well, I don't know about that. Just the mom speaking. It's no, but I hear what you're saying. It's how do we expect you to go out there and live the life if we're not letting you do that now? And then what you were saying is also really big in terms of parents don't talk to you or with you, they talk at you. And it's make sure you clean your room, do your laundry, do this, da-da-da. And they're just barking out orders, and they don't even know who you are, the person. Right? Is that what you're saying?
And then, that will help everything because the parents and the kids can kind of relate to each other a bit more if they actually, connect and get to talk to and get to know each other versus just an authority figure and just the person taking the orders.
And I also think, giving you guys the parent perspective as well, and speaking into like what you were saying, it is a matter of trust too. It's like sometimes we don't trust that you know what to do. So we come in and we start barking those orders. And there will be times, I feel, that in any relationship, whether it's child to parent, spouse to spouse at work, that you will need to bark out those orders. But I do feel that it's also equally as important to connect with you, because you may be somebody who's very analytical and very straightforward, logical, but you may have, a sibling that's kind of wild and crazy and needs that structure. So I, as a parent, need to get to know each one of the kids individually and like what their temperaments are, and be able to speak to that. Is that?
Yeah.
And do you see this happening among adults in general, or just parents? Like what?
Parents and authority figures, also as in a teacher or as in someone, they'll set guidelines for you, which is not a bad thing, because rules do make like our community. It's not a bad thing, but also it comes to a certain point where it's just like, okay, like we get it, like you don't need to tell us repeatedly, because at a certain point we're like trained, we get it. And then sometimes it goes through another way and like it makes it seem like we don't get it, but we do get it. We just are too lazy, or we procrastinate, or we leave it at last minute, but we do get it.
Okay, so then how do you guys recommend that parents talk to you?
Yeah, obviously, as a parent, your job is to set guidelines and make your child learn, and you are supposed to give them responsibilities and kind of bark orders, but every once in a while it'd be good just to sit down and ask them, like, questions, not just the normal, like, how are you, how was school type of thing, but, like, really get to know who you are, because that will just increase the relationship all around, I would think.
Be a friend, but also a parent.
That's a good
Have a good, not too parent, because then you just like avoiding your kid to grow, but you also want them to expand. So be as a best friend, how my mom says, I'm your best friend, I'm your sister, I'm your mother, I'm everything. So you have to be a best friend, but also also a parent.
And I do want to, because this may like throw people off, and I'm speaking with teenagers, it's like, I'm not saying be a friend to a little kid, because that may not necessarily be very appropriate, because that in that setting, that is when we as parents get to create that structure and the guidelines and stuff like that. But as they get older, giving that space for you guys to really come into your own, develop your own identity,
Personality.
and your own personality. And that's also when we as parents get to connect with you as the true individuals that you are. Is that what you're saying? Like, it's not friends as in buddy, like, hey, get out there and do whatever you want. It is like creating that structure and guidelines, those bumper guards, as I said, but still having that connection and the communication with your child as an individual. Because again, for those multi-children homes, we can't always treat everybody the same way, because that's also like, but it's up to us as parents to really get to know our children, know who they are, what their interests are, and what they want to do and see for themselves, and just really have that talk. Do you agree?
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys again. I know it was a little nerve-wracking, but see how quickly time went by. So thanks, you guys. I may have you guys back again for other topics, but for everybody else, please like and share the video, and I'll see you in a few weeks. Bye.
Bye.